Surrender method. The surrender method is a technique that involves letting go of control and accepting situations as they are. It focuses on finding peace by releasing resistance and embracing the present moment. The surrender method is a unique way of looking at life that questions our usual ideas about control and success. It's really about releasing our desire to control everything and learning to trust the natural flow of the universe. This method is not about giving up or being passive. Instead, it's a choice to let go of resistance and connect with the larger forces in our lives. Surrender is a key idea found in many spiritual and philosophical traditions, many wisdom traditions like the taste principle of Wu Wei Wai non-doing and the Christian idea of thy will be done highlight the importance of letting go of control. Recently, the surrender method has become popular as people look for ways to handle a world that is more complicated and uncertain. At first, the idea of giving up might seem strange, especially in a culture that values hard work and determination. We often learn that success is about working harder, planning carefully, and keeping tight control over our lives. The surrender method indicates that this way of doing things can often result in stress, burnout, and feeling like you're fighting against the flow of life. The surrender method encourages us to relax our hold on life's controls. Understand that we can set goals and take steps, but we can't control everything that happens. When we let go, we create space for new possibilities that we may not have thought of before. This doesn't mean we should just sit back and stop making plans. Instead, we learn to keep our plans and expectations flexible, staying open to the guidance of the universe. We act when feels right, but we also learn to pause and let things happen on their own. The surrender method is especially important today as change happens all the time and uncertainty is common. When plans can change quickly, being able to adjust and go with the flow is very important. When we practice surrender, we build resilience and flexibility, which are important for succeeding in today's world. The surrender method can help reduce the stress and anxiety that many people experience. Trying to control everything in our lives can feel really overwhelming. We stress about what's ahead, think back on our errors, and tire ourselves out trying to control everything. Surrendering helps us let go of our burdens and have faith in something bigger than us. The surrender method does not mean giving up responsibility for our lives. We continue to make decisions, take steps, and strive for our objectives. Our attitude and approach make the difference. Rather than pushing our way through life, we discover how to move with it. We work together with the universe instead of forcing our desires onto it. Using the surrender method takes time and effort. It's a skill that grows with time as we slowly learn to let go of control. Surrendering often means confronting our fears and insecurities, as it can feel like entering unfamiliar territory at first. As we practice, we start to feel the freedom and peace that come from letting go. The surrender method offers significant benefits. Many people who do it say they feel more relaxed and in tune with their lives. They notice that opportunities come up on their own, and that answers to problems often show up when they stop fighting and let go. It often feels like life is supporting you, like you are being gently guided by a kind force. In this book, we will look closely at the surrender method and examine different parts of this effective way to live. We will explore straightforward methods for letting go, identify common challenges that come up, and think about how surrender can be used in various parts of our lives. Surrendering is a personal journey that is different for everyone. It can be challenging at times, but many who accept it discover that it becomes one of the most changing and freeing journeys they've ever taken. As we continue, I encourage you to consider these ideas with an open mind and heart, prepared to discover the great possibilities that come when we learn to let go and trust in the flow of life. Lesson 1. When you let go, everything comes to you on its own. Many people often think that letting go means giving up or being weak in life. When we take a closer look at the surrender method, we find that it's actually very different. Letting go is a strong choice that helps us connect with the natural flow of the universe, making it easier for everything we want to come to us. Imagine life as a flowing river. When we fight against the flow, trying hard to manage everything in our path, we wear ourselves out and often find ourselves stuck or hitting obstacles. When we let go and trust the river's path, we are smoothly and quickly taken to where we need to go. Surrendering means letting go of control, and in doing so we tap into a power much bigger than ourselves. The natural world shows us many examples of this principle at work. Think about how a flower opens up. It doesn't push or fight, it just reaches out to the sun and rain, letting nature Help it grow. Consider how birds travel long distances without using maps or GPS. They trust their natural instincts and the Earth's magnetic forces, believing they will arrive at their goal in our lives. We can see how things often come together when we stop trying to make them happen. Have you ever felt frustrated when you can't remember something only for it to come to you as soon as you stop trying to think of it? Or perhaps you've seen how the right opportunity appears just when you stop holding on to strict expectations. This natural process happens when we let go, allowing the energy that was once used and trying to control to be freed. This released energy can be used by the universe to help bring our desires to life in ways we may not have thought of before. When we let go, it feels like we're telling the universe, I'm open to what comes next. But letting go can be difficult in our society. People often see control as a sign of strength and giving up as a sign of weakness. From a young age, we learn to take action, overcome challenges, and keep going. Persistence is important, but sometimes trying too hard can actually work against us. Notice when our actions match the natural course of life and when they cause unnecessary struggle. Getting better at this takes practice and being aware of yourself. Begin by looking at parts of your life where you feel stuck or annoyed. These often indicate that you're trying to make something happen instead of letting it happen on its own. Start with little tests in releasing control. If you usually plan your day very precisely, consider leaving some free time and see what happens to fill it. Try to take a moment before reacting to any situation. Let things calm down a bit before you respond. As you get used to surrendering, you might see a change in how you approach life. Rather than always pushing and trying hard, you'll be in a calm state of readiness, prepared to take action when needed, but also open to letting things happen on their own. This doesn't mean being inactive or giving up control of your life. It's about finding a balance between hard work and relaxation, between action and presence. It's about understanding that you belong to a bigger picture, and by connecting with the natural patterns of the universe, you can reach your goals more easily. The universe is full of abundance and is always growing and expanding. By relaxing and going with this natural flow, you allow yourself to receive in ways you might not have imagined before. Letting go helps you stop worrying about needing to know how everything will turn out. Rather than spending energy on worrying about the how, you can concentrate on developing a mindset of openness, trust, and receptivity. When you practice letting go, you may notice that things come to you more easily, and often what you receive is even better than you expected. This is because you are no longer holding yourself back from what you believe can happen. You are letting the universe help you, bringing you chances and answers that are much greater than what you could come up with on your own. By letting go, you're not abandoning your dreams or goals. You're letting go of how things should happen and trusting in a bigger plan. This trust is what helps everything come to you naturally, often in surprising and pleasant ways. Isabella was well known for how carefully she managed her garden. Each day she would spend time trimming, arranging, and encouraging her plants to grow just the way she liked. Even with all her hard work, her garden never really looked the way she wanted it to. The flowers looked rigid, and the whole setting felt artificial instead of vibrant. One spring, after getting sick, Isabella had to take a break from her strict gardening schedule. As she did less in the garden, it started to grow and thrive in ways she didn't expect. Wild flowers she didn't plant showed up, making lovely color combinations she never imagined. Butterflies and hummingbirds began to visit more often, and the whole area felt more natural and balanced. This experience showed Isabella that sometimes giving up control lets nature create something even more beautiful than what we could have imagined. Her garden was the center of attention in the neighborhood. Celeb aided for its untamed natural charm rather than its neatness. She discovered that by going with the natural flow, she could achieve results much greater than she had initially imagined. Lesson 2. The power of manifestation. Energy is key to grasping how the surrender method works every day. We use different types of energy. This includes the energy that helps our bodies move and the more subtle energies that affect how we think and feel. In manifestation, this energy plays an important role. Manifestation is simply the way we turn our wishes and goals into real-life experiences. It connects ideas with reality. Many people don't know that this process needs energy, a certain type of energy that can be blocked or lost due to our own mental and emotional resistance when we hold on too tightly to what we want, trying hard to control every detail of how it happens. We create a kind of tension. This friction us up the energy that we could use to achieve our goals. It's similar to driving a car. With the handbrake engaged, you use a lot of effort, but you don't make much progress. This is the point where letting go becomes important. Letting go of our desires and the need to control what happens allows us to save a lot of energy. This energy, free from the cycle of wanting and resisting, is now ready for the manifestation process. Imagine it as a river that flows freely, can change the land, support the plants and animals around it, and help boats reach their destinations easily. If you try to block the river or push it in a direction it doesn't want to go, you cause turbulence and resistance. The river still has energy, but it's not working well with its environment anymore. When we let go and surrender, we let the energy of manifestation flow easily. We take away the barriers that we didn't realize we had put in the way. This doesn't mean we stop trying or abandon what we want. Instead, we go with a natural flow of energy, believing that it will guide us to the best path for what we want to achieve. There are many ways to harness and focus this energy of manifestation, but they all have one thing in common: they require some form of letting go. Meditation is a helpful way to let go of mental and emotional stress, making it easier for the energy of manifestation to move smoothly. When we calm our minds and let go of our ongoing thoughts, we make room for new ideas and insights to come to us. Visualization is a useful practice, but it has a unique approach. Rather than fixating on a particular result, imagine what you want and then let it go, similar to a balloon rising into the sky. Letting go can change your energy from trying to hold on to being open. Being thankful is a strong way to connect with the energy of making things happen. When you value what you already possess, you let go of the draining feelings of not having enough. This helps you feel good and makes it easier to bring your wishes to life. Physical practices can work just as well. Moving your body through exercise, dance, or any activity can help clear out stuck energy and get everything moving again. Simple actions like cleaning up your living space can greatly impact how you feel, making space for new opportunities and experiences to come into your life. When you engage with the energy of manifestation, it's not about forcing or controlling things, it's about getting in sync, being open and working together with the universe. The energy is already present. Your task is to step aside and allow it to function. When you learn to understand and work with this energy, you'll see that manifesting becomes easier and more enjoyable. Like a joyful dance with life, you will begin to see connections and chances that you may have overlooked in the past. Everything will start to come together smoothly and effortlessly. Almost like magic, the universe is full of possibilities and is always growing and expanding. When you let go and go with the flow, you're not giving up on what you want, you're actually making them stronger. You are letting the vast knowledge and energy of the universe help you, bringing your wishes to you in ways that could be even better than what you imagined. Let go of your hold, give up the need to control, and see how the energy of manifestation starts to create positive changes in your life. Believe in the process, trust the journey, and understand that by letting go, you are making space to receive everything you have ever desired, and even more. Antonio was a skilled violinist who always played his music with great focus and care. He practiced for hours each day, carefully following every note on the sheet music, but his performances still felt incomplete. Even though he was technically perfect, the audience didn't seem to care. One evening during an important performance, his sheet music dropped from the stand. Rather than feeling anxious, he found a sense of acceptance in the situation. He shut his eyes and let the music wash over him effortlessly. For the first time, he wasn't trying to manage every note, he was just allowing the music to flow through him. The performance became famous in the concert hall. The energy he shared brought people to tears, and the applause continued for several minutes. Antonio found that when he stopped trying to control everything and let the music move through him, he could create performances that connected with people on a deeper level than his flawless technique ever did. Lesson 3. Opposition Vs. As we go through life, we often face two opposing forces that influence our experiences and results: resistance and surrender. These two forces may appear straightforward, but they have significant effects on our well-being, success, and overall happiness in life. Resistance is a normal response. People have to change uncertainty or anything that pushes us out of our comfort zone. It's the energy that drives us to resist the natural course of life, trying to manage every part of our reality. We hold back when we are afraid of what we don't know, when we want certain results, or when we think we understand things better than how they naturally unfold. This resistance causes friction In our lives, similar to a swimmer struggling against a strong current, instead of moving with it, resistance can have wide-ranging and often negative effects. When we resist, we use a lot of energy trying to make things go our way. This ongoing challenge causes stress, anxiety, and frustration. We can get stuck in our ways, overlooking chances that don't match our ideas of how things ought to be. Resistance can show up in our bodies as tension, in our emotions as ongoing negative feelings, and in our minds as constant thoughts and worry. Surrender means letting go and letting life happen as it should. It's not about surrendering or being inactive, but instead about letting go of the need to control everything that happens. When we give in, we recognize that there are influences at work that we may not fully grasp or manage. We believe in the natural wisdom of the universe and our own inner direction. Letting go brings a smooth and easy rhythm to our lives. When we let go, we flow with the natural course of life, just like a leaf drifting smoothly on a stream. This state of flow helps us save our energy and focus it on more productive and satisfying activities. We become more flexible, willing to explore new options and open to the plenty that is around us. Surrendering can open up room for surprising good things to come into your life. Letting go of strict expectations and plans allows us to experience results that might be much better than we ever thought possible. Surrender helps us access a deeper understanding beyond just our thinking, linking us with our intuition and the shared knowledge of the universe to start finding areas of resistance in your life. Notice where you feel stuck, frustrated, or like you're always struggling. These often indicate that you're fighting instead of letting go. Pay attention to the thoughts and beliefs that come with these feelings. Are you clinging to a notion of how things ought to be? Are you attempting to make something happen that isn't happening on its own? After you find areas of resistance, pay attention to them gently and without judging. Resistance usually arises from fear or a desire for safety, so approach it with kindness. Next, try to relax your grip. How would it feel to relax a bit in this part of your life? How could things change if you weren't trying so hard? Learning to surrender takes time and steady effort. Begin with simple, low pressure situations where you can practice letting go. If you're stuck in traffic, instead of fighting it and feeling upset, try to accept the situation. Take some time to enjoy music, listen to an audiobook, or just focus on deep breathing. As you get used to letting go in small situations, you can slowly start to use it in larger parts of your life. Surrender doesn't imply doing nothing. You can set goals and intentions, but do it with an open mind, being flexible and trusting the process. Changing from resisting to letting go can be life-changing. When you let go of the need to control everything in your life, you may notice that your stress goes down, your relationships get better, and new opportunities come your way more often. You will learn to trust life, understanding that even when things don't go as expected, there is usually a bigger plan in action. Accept the idea of letting go and see how the smooth flow it brings can change your life. True strength is not about always fighting, but about being able to let go and trust in the good things that life brings. Lesson 4. Letting go of control. Control is an appealing illusion that many of us hold on to during our lives. We think that by managing every part of our lives we can reach the happiness and success we want, but trying to gain control can often result in stress, anxiety, and a feeling of always being in a battle. The surrender method provides an alternative approach that emphasizes letting go of control and having faith in the natural course of life. The illusion of control comes from our fear of the unknown and our wish for certainty. In a world that is naturally uncertain, we make plans, keep things organized, and pay attention to details to help us feel safe and know what to expect. Life can be unpredictable, and no matter how much we try to control things, we can't stop surprises or ensure things will turn out a certain way. To start letting go of control, recognize its limits. We can change some parts of our lives, but there are many things we can't control. We can't control things like the weather, what others do, or global events, no matter how much we want to. When we accept this reality, we start to let go of the need to control everything completely. Letting go of control doesn't mean being inactive or careless. It's about changing our focus from trying to control every detail to going with the natural flow of life. This alignment helps us respond more easily to changes and gives us chances we might not have seen before. Letting go of the need to control what happens can help lower stress and anxiety. When we keep trying to make things happen in a certain way, we build up stress and push back against it. This takes away our energy and prevents us from enjoying the present moment. When we stop trying to control Everything we can let go of constant worry and be more present and involved in our lives. Letting go of control allows for more creativity and spontaneity to emerge when we aren't strictly focused on one specific result. We can be more open to other options. Being open can help us find new solutions, unexpected meetings, and experiences we might have missed if we were too busy trying to control everything. Letting go of control helps us build more trust in ourselves and in the world around us. When we let go of needing to know everything for sure, we become more confident in dealing with whatever life throws at us. This trust helps us take more chances, discover new areas, and grow in ways we may not have thought possible. When we felt we had everything under control, start practicing letting go of control. In small, low-pressure situations, the next time you're in traffic, try to accept the situation instead of getting frustrated or looking for a quicker way out. Take some time to enjoy music, listen to an audiobook, or just take deep breaths. Pay attention to how this acceptance alters your experience right now. Another activity is to intentionally add a bit of unpredictability to your day. You might take a different way to work, try a new restaurant without checking reviews, or let someone else in activity for you. Notice how these experiences make you feel and what surprising joys or lessons they may offer. As you get used to letting go of control in small ways, you can slowly use this practice in bigger parts of your life. This could mean being open to changing your career plans, letting relationships develop on their own without pushing for a specific result, or following your gut feeling when it comes to important choices. Letting go of control doesn't mean you stop caring or abandon your goals. It's about seeing that there are different ways to reach your goals, and sometimes things turn out even better than you expected. When you relax your hold on needing to control everything, you create space for new opportunities and let life move more smoothly. Letting go of control helps us break free from the limits we set for ourselves and connects us with the natural flow of life. As you work on this part of the surrender method, you may notice that the things you've been trying to achieve start to come to you more effortlessly. You will feel more at peace, better able to handle challenges, and more connected to the present moment. Letting go is an important step towards finding real freedom and happiness. Lesson 5. Being aware of the present moment. Being present is a key part of the surrender method. When we truly focus on the present moment, we allow ourselves to see new possibilities and experiences that we often miss while trying to control the future or think about the past. Being aware of the present moment is more than just a trendy term. It's a practice that can change how we see things and improve our lives significantly. Surrender and being present are closely linked. Surrendering means releasing our thoughts about how things should be and focusing on what is happening in the present moment. Letting go helps us focus on the moment, making our experience of life richer and more enjoyable. Think about how frequently your thoughts drift during the day. Sometimes you may be in a conversation, but your mind is elsewhere, thinking about dinner or going over a past argument. Divided attention takes away from fully enjoying the present moment and can lead to stress and anxiety as you attempt to manage several thoughts at once. When you let go and focus on the present, you can truly experience your life as it happens. Being aware of the present moment has many benefits. Being fully present helps us see small details and chances that we might overlook. Otherwise, we can make our relationships better. By focusing completely on the people we are with, we become more creative and resourceful by using the information available to us right now instead of sticking to old ideas or past experiences. Being present helps us let go more easily. Being fully present helps us avoid worrying about the future or feeling regret about the past. This helps us to release our desire to control what happens and instead have faith in how things naturally develop. Begin by paying attention to your breath to develop awareness of the present moment. Your breath is always happening right now, making it a great way to focus your attention. When your mind starts to drift, calmly return your attention to your breathing. This easy practice done regularly can greatly enhance your ability to be present. Another effective method is to use all your senses completely right now. Take a moment to notice what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. This sensory experience brings you away from your thoughts and into the present moment. Try to do this during your daily activities, like when you eat or walk. Mindfulness meditation is a helpful way to become more aware of the present moment. Take some time each day to sit quietly and notice your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judging them. This practice helps you stay present and creates a feeling of calm That makes it easier to let go. Being present doesn't mean you can't think about the future or look back on the past. It means you do it on purpose and with awareness instead of drifting away in your thoughts when you want to plan. Or remember, do it mindfully and then bring your focus back to the present moment as you work on being aware of the present moment. You might notice that life feels fuller and more lively. Colors look more vibrant, food is more enjoyable, and connections with others feel deeper. This is because you are living life as it is, not through your thoughts and assumptions. Being aware of the present moment helps us accept life's challenges more easily. When challenges come up, being aware helps us to think carefully instead of just reacting automatically. We can tackle our challenges with clear thinking and bravery, understanding that this moment, even if it's tough, is only temporary and holds the potential for growth and change. Present moment awareness is a result of letting go, and also a way to let go more deeply. When we learn to release our thoughts and truly experience each moment, we naturally connect with the rhythm of life. We become better at adjusting, stronger in facing challenges, and more willing to explore the endless opportunities available in each moment. When we focus on the present moment using the surrender method, we open ourselves up to new opportunities and experiences. We learn that life is not just something that happens to us, it's something we take part in by paying attention. When we are fully present and let go, we discover that everything we need arrives naturally and easily, just at the right moment. Elena was a photographer who carefully planned her shots. She would spend weeks looking into places, checking the weather, and figuring out the best times for great lighting. Her photos were good, but they didn't have that special quality that makes an image stand out. One day, her careful plans were interrupted by a surprise storm. Stuck in a place she didn't know, she chose to just watch what was around her instead of trying to stick to her original plan. As she focused on the moment, she started to see things she had never noticed before: the way raindrops formed tiny worlds on leaves, and how the storm clouds made striking patterns in the sky. The photos she took that day, created with full attention and mindfulness, became her most famous work. She discovered that being fully present showed beauty that planning could never capture. This experience changed how she viewed photography and life. Lesson 6. Getting in sync with the universal flow. In life, there are basic rules and principles that shape how things happen and change. The unseen forces in the universe have a strong impact on our lives and help shape events in ways we might not fully understand. Surrendering means connecting with the natural flow of life, helping us navigate our journey with more ease, grace, and harmony. Learning about universal laws and principles is the initial step in this alignment process. The law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, and the law of vibration work the same way all the time. Whether we know about them or believe in them, they quietly shape our reality, affecting everything from our personal relationships to our work lives. When we recognize and align with these laws, we unlock a range of possibilities that may have been overlooked. The surrender method helps us align perfectly with these universal laws. Surrendering means letting go of strict expectations and the desire to control everything in our lives. This release helps us be open and ready to go with the natural flow of the universe instead of always fighting against it. It's similar to the choice between fighting against a strong river while paddling upstream and letting the current take you smoothly to where you want to go. One of the significant effects of going with the flow and letting go is the feeling of synchronicity. These significant coincidences where events appear to happen at just the right time and in sync occur more often and are easier to see. Sometimes you think of an old friend and they call you right after, or you might find the perfect opportunity just when you really need it. These synchronicities are not just random events, they show that you are connected to the flow of the universe. A clear sign that you're in sync with the universe is feeling a sense of ease and simplicity in your everyday life. What used to feel overwhelming now comes easily, and answers to challenges show up in a straightforward way. This doesn't mean that challenges go away completely, but that you learn to handle them better, and with more understanding. You might find that doors open for you more easily and the right people and resources show up just when you need them. When you are in sync with the universal flow, you often feel a stronger sense of intuition. When you let go of control and have faith in the kindness of the universe, you start to connect better with your inner guidance. This feeling, often experienced as a gut instinct or a soft awareness, serves as a dependable guide leading you to what is best for you. You might feel more sure and clear when making choices, relying on the understanding that comes from being in sync with the universe. When we go with the flow and let go, our physical and emotional health can get better too. Stress and anxiety often decrease when we let go of the need to Control everything that happens. Relaxing your mind and body helps you sleep better, aids digestion, and boosts your overall energy. You might feel happier, more at peace, and more content as you start to trust that your life is unfolding just as it should. Going with a universal flow doesn't mean being inactive or indifferent. Instead, it takes a deliberate and thoughtful decision to trust and let go. It means being aware of what is happening right now, noticing the signs and connections that come from the universe, and taking action when you feel inspired to do so. Finding the right mix of being open and taking action is essential for tapping into the power of universal flow. Meditation, mindfulness, and journaling are helpful ways to connect with the universal flow. These practices calm the mind, help you connect with the gentle guidance of the universe. Thinking about the connections and coincidences in your life can help you trust this process more, making you more committed to letting go and staying in tune. As you keep practicing surrender and connect with the universal flow, you might notice a change in how you see life. Rather than viewing the world as just random events or ongoing challenges, you start to notice the hidden order and beauty in everything. You build a strong trust in how your life unfolds, understanding that even difficulties and setbacks help you grow and evolve. Aligning with the universal flow by practicing surrender means finding harmony with the essence of life. It's a journey of finding your spot in the vast universe, moving along with the flow of everything around you smoothly. By embracing this alignment, you allow yourself to experience a more fulfilling, joyful, and purposeful life. A life where everything you need lives naturally at just the right time. Marcus had worked as a river guide for 20 years, and he took pride in his skill to handle any rapids. He would struggle against the flow, pushing through tough waters which often left him tired and his passengers worried. On one trip, an older passenger shared insights that shifted his viewpoint. She said to him, "The river knows the way." At first unsure, Marcus chose to try a new method. He stopped struggling against the river and started to understand its patterns. Moving along with its natural flow, he was surprised to find that his travels were easier and more fun. He found that by going with the river's flow instead of resisting it, he could move through the toughest rapids smoothly. His passengers started to say how calm the adventures felt, and he noticed that he finished each day feeling energized instead of tired. Lesson 7. Understanding the power of releasing expectations. Expectations often shape our disappointments without us realizing it. We usually don't notice how strong our expectations are until they aren't fulfilled, which can make us feel frustrated, anxious, or even let down. What if we let go of these expectations and allowed ourselves to explore a world full of possibilities and happy surprises? This is what happens when we learn to let go. Letting go of expectations means welcoming the unknown with a positive attitude. It's about understanding that our narrow views can't predict all the amazing opportunities that life has waiting for us. When we hold on too tightly to our expectations, we unintentionally shut ourselves off from many opportunities that don't match what we thought would happen. Think about how many of your best memories or important life events happened when you least expected them. You might have met your partner when you weren't looking, or found a job opportunity that surprised you. These lucky moments happen when we go with the flow of life instead of trying to fit it into a specific plan. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean giving up on your hopes or goals. It's about being gentle with our desires, staying curious and open to how they may come to be. It's about either holding on tightly to the steering wheel of life or relaxing and enjoying the journey, knowing that the experience is valuable no matter where you end up. Letting go of expectations can really free up our relationships. When we stop expecting others to act or speak in certain ways, we open up room for real connections. We let people be themselves instead of trying to fit them into our ideas of who they should be. This improves our relationships and lowers the stress and disappointment from unmet expectations. We can use the same idea when thinking about how we relate to ourselves. How often do we criticize ourselves for not reaching our own goals? When we release strict expectations of ourselves, we create space for kindness and personal development. We allow ourselves to be human, to make mistakes, and to grow at our own speed. Letting go of expectations takes time and practice. It starts with being aware. Begin by paying attention to when you are clinging to a particular result. How does your body feel? How does it influence your feelings and actions? Just watching these patterns without judging is the first step to letting go. Next, try to be curious about what could happen if you let go of these expectations rather than focusing on a specific Result: consider asking yourself, what if something even better than I can picture is coming my way? This change in thinking allows you to welcome the joy of nice surprises and unforeseen gifts. 1. Effective practice is to concentrate on the present moment. Being fully present helps us avoid worrying about the future or feeling regret about the past. Mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, or just taking a moment to really notice your surroundings can help you stay focused on the present. It's useful to think about your goals in relation to growth and experience instead of focusing on specific results rather than aiming for a specific job. You could concentrate on improving your skills and welcoming new chances when they come up. This makes your journey towards your goals more flexible and enjoyable. Releasing expectations doesn't mean you have to be inactive or indifferent. It's about balancing your goals with being open to what the universe has in store. It's about believing that life unfolds in ways that can be more beautiful and intricate than we might expect. When you let go of expectations, you might notice that life feels more lively and full of surprises. You may find happiness in surprising places or see that difficulties can lead to new growth and chances. Letting go can change how we see life. Instead of just focusing on what we expect, it turns our journey into an exciting adventure full of surprises and opportunities. Take a deep breath and relax your hold on those expectations. Embrace the present moment with open hands and an open heart, welcoming everything it brings. Welcome the unknown with interest and enthusiasm. In this open and accepting space, we often find life's most wonderful surprises and deep experiences. Welcome to the experience of letting go, a place where each moment can bring joy, growth, and surprising gifts. Alexandra was a martial arts competitor recognized for her bold approach. She thought that winning happened by being strong and fighting back, always trying harder than those she faced. Even though she was strong, she frequently felt frustrated and hurt. While training in Kyoto, she met an older sensei who showed her that being flexible can be stronger than fighting back. He asked her to push against him with all her strength, but each time she did, she ended up off balance. While he stayed steady, the teacher explained that by giving way instead of resisting force, you can better redirect energy. Alexandra started using this idea in her practice, learning to go along with her opponent's energy instead of resisting it. Her martial arts skills improved a lot, and she also noticed this principle changing other parts of her life, like her relationships and career challenges. Her biggest win happened not by using force, but by knowing when to give in, when to change direction, and when to go with the flow of the energy around her. She found that real strength is often about being flexible instead of stiff and being willing to give in rather than fight back. Lesson 8. Giving up as a sign of trust. Surrender is frequently seen as a sign of weakness or defeat, but in truth, it is one of the strongest actions we can take. Surrender is fundamentally about trusting deeply. It involves believing in the goodness of the universe, going with the natural flow of life, and having faith in our own inner wisdom. Surrendering means letting go of the need to control everything in our lives. This allows us to embrace the many possibilities that are available beyond what we usually see. Surrender and trust go hand in hand. When we build trust, it becomes easier to let go, and as we let go, our trust grows stronger. This cycle builds strong energy that can change our lives in amazing ways. Trust is what allows surrender to happen, and without it you can't truly surrender. Building trust in the kindness of the universe usually starts with little actions. It begins with seeing how everything is connected and realizing that we are part of a bigger smart system. This system, whether we refer to it as the universe, nature, or the divine, works based on principles that are much more intricate and intelligent than we can fully understand. When we start to notice signs of kindness in our lives, like coincidences, surprising gifts, or issues that sort themselves out in ways we didn't expect, our trust increases. A good way to build trust is to think about past times when things turned out well, even if we couldn't see it coming back then. When we notice these moments, we help our mind see the order and goodness in life. Another helpful practice is to express gratitude, often not just for the things we see as good, but for all experiences, believing that each has something important to teach us. As we trust more in the goodness of the universe, we find it simpler to let go. We start to see that trying to control everything usually comes from fear and not trusting others. When we believe that life is basically good and that it's on our side, even if it doesn't seem that way at times, we can let go and let things happen as they should. But the journey of letting go isn't always easy. We will face situations that test our trust and may lead us to revert to controlling behaviors and resistance, feeling fear. And doubt is normal for everyone. These feelings usually come up when we encounter uncertainty or when things don't happen as we expect it. Recognize these feelings instead of pushing them away and then make a choice to let go of them anyway. Letting go of fear and doubt takes time and effort. A helpful method is to take deep breaths when you feel fear. Picture that with every breath out you let go of your fear, and with every breath in you take in trust. Another helpful practice is to use affirmations that strengthen your belief in the universe, like "I trust in the perfect unfolding of my life," or "I let go of my fears and welcome the wisdom of the universe." Surrender doesn't mean we become inactive or stop working towards our goals. It means we act based on trust and alignment, not out of fear or the desire to control. Surrendering allows us to receive guidance and intuition that can take us to new paths we might not have thought of before. As we practice surrender more, we might notice that our understanding of trust changes. At first, we may believe that everything will turn out as we hope. As we grow in our practice, we learn to believe that things will turn out well for us, even if the result is not what we first imagined. This higher level of trust helps us let go more and opens us up to new possibilities we haven't thought of yet. Surrendering as a way to trust means going with the flow of life instead of fighting against it. It's about understanding that we belong to something bigger than ourselves. By releasing our desire to control, we let that greater wisdom guide us. When we build trust and learn to let go, we start to experience more ease, joy, and fulfillment in our lives. When we let go, we don't lose control. Instead, we find a deep sense of peace and strong belief in the goodness of life. Lesson 9. Letting go of attachment. Attachment is a basic human behavior that can often cause pain and disappointment. We form connections with others, our belongings, results, and even how we see ourselves. These attachments can make us feel secure and give us a sense of purpose, but they can also restrict our view and stop us from truly experiencing freedom and joy. The surrender method provides a strong option: the freedom of non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean being cold or uncaring about the world around us. It's about building a better relationship with our experiences, wants, and the constant changes in life. Practicing non-attachment helps us enjoy life completely without holding on to certain results or relying too much on outside factors for our happiness. Attachment has many effects. When we focus too much on a specific result, we can feel anxious, stressed, and disappointed if things don't turn out the way we hoped. Sometimes we might struggle with accepting the present, constantly hoping for something else or an improvement. Always wanting something and pushing against it takes away our energy and stops us from enjoying the good things we already have in our lives. Also, attachment can create feelings of lack and fear. We often feel anxious about losing what we already have or not achieving what we desire. This fear-driven way of thinking shuts us down to new opportunities and restricts our growth and development. It can also put a strain on our relationships, as we might become possessive or controlling while trying to hold on to what we care about. Letting go of attachment brings a sense of freedom and new opportunities. Letting go of specific results makes us more flexible and adaptable. We can adapt to life's changes instead of always resisting them. This flexibility helps us respond to situations more creatively and wisely, as we aren't restricted by fixed ideas about how things should be. Not being attached helps create a stronger feeling of inner peace and happiness. When we stop chasing after what we want or trying to escape what we don't like, we can enjoy the present moment. We start to see that our real happiness comes from within us, not from what happens around us. Not being attached doesn't mean we stop caring or making plans. It means we keep our hopes and dreams in mind, but we don't get too attached to how things turn out. We can continue to pursue our goals, but we approach them with openness instead of resistance. This way helps us enjoy life better and stay open to surprises and good things that come our way. A helpful way to let go of attachment to outcomes is to concentrate on the core of what we really want instead of getting caught up in specific results, appearances. Instead of focusing on getting a specific job, we can think about the deeper qualities we want, like fulfillment, growth, or financial stability. By concentrating on these essences, we allow ourselves to explore more options that could meet our real needs and wants. It's also useful to frequently remind ourselves that everything is temporary. Life is always changing, including our thoughts, feelings, relationships, and situations. By accepting this truth, we can learn to let go a bit more and discover more peace during life's ups and downs. Mindfulness Meditation is a helpful way to develop non-attachment when we watch our thoughts and feelings without judging them. We start to make some distance between ourselves and what we go through. We learn to observe our attachments without letting them control us, and over time we can begin to release them. Being thankful is a practice that can assist us in letting go of attachment. When we appreciate what we have instead of always wanting more, we naturally become less attached to specific results. We start to see the plenty that is already in our lives, which lessens our urge to hold on to specific wants or hopes. When we practice non-attachment, we might discover that surprisingly we can connect more deeply with life. When we let go of the fear of losing or always wanting more, we can fully enjoy our experiences and be more open-hearted. We can love deeply, create freely, and live authentically. Getting to a place of non-attachment takes time, and it's normal to face some pushback during the process. Our attachments can seem like an essential part of ourselves, and it can be frightening to let them go. As we keep practicing and feeling the freedom of non-attachment, we start to trust more in the flow of life. Letting go of attachment helps us live more easily, happily, and wisely. We grow stronger when facing life's challenges and more receptive to its blessings. When we let go of our expectations, we open up room for the universe to amaze us in ways we never thought possible. Lesson 10. Discovering your natural rhythm. Flow is an idea that has been around for a while, but it has become more popular lately. Flow is a state where everything feels easy, time seems to disappear, and you are fully engaged in what you're doing. It's a time when your abilities align just right with the task you're facing, and you're completely focused on what's happening now. What is the connection between flow and surrender? It turns out that everything. Surrendering means releasing our desire to manage every part of our lives. We let go of our stronghold on results and what we expect, and by doing this we allow ourselves to connect with the natural flow of life. This natural rhythm is our flow state, and that's where the real magic occurs. Consider moments in your life when everything came together smoothly. You might have been working on a project, and ideas kept flowing in one after another, or perhaps you were talking with someone, and the words came out easily, forming a strong bond. These are times when everything just clicks, and they usually happen when we relax and let go, allowing things to happen on their own. The surrender method helps you connect with the natural flow of life by clearing away the barriers that can hold us back. We often create these obstacles ourselves through our fears, doubts, and desire for control. By letting go of these, we make space for our natural flow to come forward. How can we discover this flow state? It begins with knowing. Notice the times when you feel the most alive, most involved, and most connected with yourself and what's around you. These are hints about your personal flow state. For some people it could be when they are making art or music. For some people it might happen while they are solving problems or doing physical activities. Figure out what helps you reach this state of easy existence. After you find your flow triggers, the next step is to take more chances for these experiences in your life. You may need to change your schedule to fit in activities that help you feel engaged, or you might try looking at your daily tasks with a fresh perspective, being open and curious instead of feeling forced or resistant. Flow is not about making things happen by force, it's about letting them develop on their own. This is where the surrender method is used. When you stop trying to control everything, you allow things to happen naturally. You may find this a bit uneasy initially, particularly if you're accustomed to overseeing every aspect of your life closely. With practice, you'll see that going with the flow brings a feeling of comfort and happiness that controlling everything can't provide. Understand that being in flow doesn't guarantee happiness or that everything will always go perfectly. Flow means being completely involved in what is happening right now, no matter if it's enjoyable or difficult. The surrender method helps you stay engaged by letting go of your attachment to certain results. As you work on discovering and developing your flow state, you might see improvements in different parts of your life too. You may notice that you feel more creative, productive, and happy with your work and relationships. Flow state isn't only about your actions, it's also about your mindset. When you're in flow, you are your true self, free from worries and what others expect of you. Finding your personal flow state is a journey that lasts a lifetime. It takes time, practice, and a readiness to release old habits that aren't helpful anymore. The benefits are countless. As you get in tune with your natural rhythm, you'll notice that life feels less like a struggle and more like a dance. You will find energy and creativity within yourself that you didn't realize was there. The surrender method helps you access this natural flow. When you let go of control and focus on the present, you allow flow to happen. In this state of Flow. You'll notice that everything you need comes to you easily, and at just the right moment. Surrendering is not about being weak, it's about finding a deep connection with how things naturally are. It creates a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that is truly remarkable. Lesson 11. Letting go of the how. As we go through life, we frequently become focused on the how of things. What steps can I take to reach my goals? What can I do to get past this challenge? How can I discover my soulmate? People often focus on the how because we want to feel in control and sure about things. The surrender method shows us that real strength comes from letting go of the how and trusting the universe to guide us on the right path. Many of us get caught in the trap of overplanning. We think that if we can create the right plan, predict all possible results, and manage every factor, we'll ensure success. Life often doesn't go as we expect it to. Sticking too closely to one way of doing things can sometimes make us miss out on better options and easier routes that come up as we go along. When we let go of the how, we allow ourselves to explore many possibilities that we might not have thought of before. The universe has many solutions and options that go beyond what we can think of. When we stop trying to control every part of the journey, we make space for these wonderful solutions to appear in our lives. We shouldn't give up on planning or taking action. It's about balancing our efforts with being open to guidance from a greater wisdom. We make our plans, we take action that feels right, but we stay open and adaptable to surprises along the way. We believe that the universe will bring us the right chances, people and situations at just the right moment to help us achieve our goals. Letting go of the how takes a big weight off our shoulders. When we think we have to handle every detail of our journey by ourselves, it can feel heavy and tiring. Letting go of this burden allows us to use our mental and emotional energy for creativity, joy, and being present in our everyday lives. When we stop clinging to a specific way of doing things, we often see that happen more easily and naturally than we expected. When we let go of controlling everything in our lives, we can be guided by a flow that knows the right path for us. This surrender needs trust in the goodness of the universe, trust in our ability to see and take chances when they come, and trust in the journey itself. It's about trusting that even if we can't see the whole way forward, the next step will always be clear when we need it. At first, practicing this part of the surrender method might feel a bit uncomfortable, especially for those who are used to having control. We may be concerned that if we don't keep planning and thinking ahead, things won't move forward. However, the reality is very different. When we let go of the how, we open up room for coincidences, chance meetings, and surprising answers to come into our lives. Start by clearly defining your intention to let go of the how. Understand your goals or desires, but let go of the need to control how they will happen next. Take action that feels good and matches your goal, but stay open to new ideas and changes in direction. Notice the gentle hints, surprising chances, and what might seem like coincidences. These are often how the universe helps you find your way. Letting go of the how doesn't mean you should be inactive or unmotivated. It's about working together with the universe. Bring your desires, efforts, and openness, and let the universe share its wisdom and resources with you. Working together usually leads to results that are more beautiful and satisfying than what we could have achieved alone. When you let go of worrying about how things will happen, you might notice that your life becomes more adventurous and magical. Your own strict rules start to fade away, giving way to a more flexible and lively connection with life. You become more aware, more flexible, and more engaged with the amazing things happening around you. Giving up on figuring out the how means having faith in the process of life. It's about understanding that even though we know where we want to go, the way to get there is often best guided by a wisdom beyond our own. As you start this practice, you may notice that you not only achieve your goals, but the experience becomes more enjoyable and filled with pleasant surprises. Take a deep breath, let go of the how, and let the universe guide you. Lesson 12. Building patience and trust. As we go through the process of surrender, we often face situations that test our determination and challenge our willingness to let go. These moments are chances for growth, encouraging us to develop two important qualities, patience and faith. These two qualities form the foundation of the surrender method, giving us the strength and resilience to trust the process even when the way forward feels unclear. Patience when it comes to surrender means not just waiting but also keeping a positive mindset during that wait. It's about fully accepting the present moment and realizing that Everything happens at the right time. When we let go, we stop holding on to the desire for quick results or instant rewards. Instead, we embrace the idea of divine timing, understanding that the universe has its own schedule that might not always match our personal plans. This patience is closely linked to faith, not just religious faith, but a strong trust in the goodness of the universe and how things naturally unfold. It's the strong belief that everything is going well for us, even when things seem tough or not in our favor. This belief helps us stay calm when things are uncertain, trusting that what is meant for us will always come our way. Building patience and faith takes practice, and being aware of the present moment meditation is a great way to build these qualities. When we sit quietly and watch our thoughts without judging them, we start to let go of our desire for quick outcomes. We start to see the beauty in the present, realizing that every breath and every heartbeat is a little miracle. This practice allows us to see our current situation as just a small piece of a much bigger and more beautiful picture. A strong method is practicing gratitude. When we focus on what we're thankful for, we change our attention from what we don't have to what we do have. This change in how we see things helps us be patient and have faith, reminding us of the plenty that is already in our lives. It gives us confidence that since the universe has taken care of us before, it will keep doing so in the future. Writing in a journal can help you develop patience and faith. When we write about our experiences with surrender, often we can see how far we've come and think about how letting go has helped us in our lives. This reflection reminds us how important it is to let go when our faith feels weak. Building patience and faith doesn't mean being inactive or giving up. It's about balancing taking action that feels right and letting things happen on their own. We continue to set intentions, work on our goals, and make plans, but we do this with flexibility, ready to change our direction as new information or opportunities come up. At times we might face challenges or situations that seem like failures, which can test our faith. Sometimes what feels like a setback can actually lead to something better. When we keep our faith strong during tough times, we can see the hidden chances that might be in every situation. Being patient and having faith can guide us through the uncertainty that often comes with letting go. When we release our desire to control everything in our lives, we enter a space of uncertainty. This might be scary, but it's also where amazing things occur. In this uncertain space, we create opportunities for miracles, coincidences, and unexpected good things to come into our lives. When we keep practicing patience and faith, we might see a big change in how we feel. Overall, the stress and anxiety that usually arise from trying to control results start to fade away. We feel calmer, more at ease, and more connected to the natural rhythm of life. This state of being helps our mental and emotional health and can also benefit our physical well-being. Developing patience and faith is a process, not a final goal. Some days will feel easy while others will feel really hard. Take this practice on with kindness and understanding towards yourself. Every moment gives you a chance to be patient, to refresh your faith, and to strengthen your trust in letting go. As you move forward in letting go, let patience and faith be with you. Allow them to help you during tough times, support you when you're unsure, and share in your joy as you experience the wonderful journey of your life. Believe in the process, trust the journey, and understand that by developing these qualities you are connecting more deeply with the generous and abundant nature of the universe. Lesson 13. Making room for the new. In the process of surrender, a key element that is often missed is making room for new experiences, opportunities, and personal growth. This idea is based on the principle of creating a vacuum, a basic law of nature that relates to both our personal lives and spiritual growth. Holding on to old beliefs, habits, possessions, or relationships that don't help us can stop new and better things from coming into our lives. It's similar to pouring fresh water into a glass that's already full. There's no space for anything new to come. In the surrender method shows us that when we let go, we make room for life to provide us with what we truly need. Making space can sometimes be challenging. It usually makes us confront our worries about losing something or experiencing change. We often hold on to what we know, even if it doesn't help us, just because it's familiar and feels safe. When we let go of what doesn't work for us, we create space to welcome something even better into our lives. Think of your life like a garden. To create a lively and healthy space, you need to regularly remove what isn't helpful anymore. This could involve taking out plants that have done their job but are now using up important space. Similarly, we should be ready to weed our lives by letting go of old beliefs, harmful relationships, or things that no longer make us happy. Letting go not only makes room around you but also helps clear your mind and emotions. When we stop trying to keep things that aren't working, we have more energy and resources to focus on new growth and opportunities. You can use this new energy for personal growth, creative activities, or building stronger relationships. Additionally, the space we create by letting go isn't simply an empty area waiting to be occupied, it's a productive area full of possibilities. When we let go of wanting certain results, we open ourselves up to unexpected opportunities that we may not have thought of before. This is where the real magic of letting go happens, in the surprising gifts and coincidences that come when we create space for them. Cleaning up your life, both in terms of your belongings and your feelings, is a straightforward way to use this idea. Begin with your surroundings. Take a look at your home. Are there things you keep because you feel you have to, or because you're afraid of not having enough, instead of because you truly need or enjoy them? Think about giving away or throwing out items that don't match who you are now or who you want to be in the future. When you make space around you, you might see a change in how you feel mentally and emotionally. Now focus on your feelings. Do you have any grudges, resentments, or old beliefs taking up space in your mind? Forgive others not to help them, but to free yourself. Let go of past stories about yourself and your abilities. By clearing away these emotional obstacles, you make room for new positive beliefs and experiences to grow. Relationships can also gain from making space. This doesn't have to mean ending relationships, it means releasing expectations or patterns that aren't helpful anymore. When you let go of trying to control how others act or feel, you open up room for more genuine and satisfying relationships. Think about what you might need to let go of in your job or creative activities to allow for growth. It might be the fear of failing that is stopping you from taking chances. It could be that wanting everything to be perfect is holding back your creativity. Letting go of these limiting beliefs allows room for new ideas, growth, and achievement. The universe dislikes empty spaces. By letting go, you make room in your life for new beginnings and personal growth. Believe that when you let go of what isn't helpful, you're creating space for something better, maybe even something you never imagined. This part of the surrender method is great because it's an ongoing process. Life is always changing, and our way of making space should change with it. Take time to reflect. What am I clinging to that I can let go of? What new opportunities could come up if I release this? When you start to create space by letting go, you may notice that your life starts to move more smoothly. You will be more flexible, more accepting of change, and more in tune with the natural flow of life. In this environment of openness and trust, you set the stage of growth, change, and the realization of your deepest wishes. Lesson 14. Letting go actively. When we think of surrender, we often imagine a white flag signaling defeat or someone lying down and giving up on life. However, this is not accurate. Regarding the surrender method, active surrender means making a strong, intentional decision to trust and let life lead us. It's not about being weak or giving in, it's about discovering strength and being adaptable and finding wisdom in releasing what no longer serves you. Active surrender seems contradictory. We need to be completely involved in life while also letting go of our expectations for results. It's about taking motivated steps without being tied to the outcomes. This careful balance is where the real magic of the surrender method happens. Think of active surrender like a surfer catching a wave. The surfer doesn't make the wave or steer where it goes. They work with the wave's energy, changing their position and balance all the time. They are completely focused and involved while also allowing the ocean strength and guidance to take over. This shows active surrender happening in our everyday lives. Active surrender can mean setting goals and striving to achieve them while staying open to the way things develop. It's about giving our best effort while believing that the universe is on our side. We plant the seeds and take care of the garden, but we don't make the flowers bloom. We make room for amazing things to happen. Active surrender involves being open to releasing our ideas about how things ought to be. We tend to hold on to our plans and expectations, thinking that we understand what is best. Active surrender encourages us to let go of our fixed ideas and stay open to new possibilities. It's about believing that the universe may have a better plan than we can think of. We should not just sit back and watch our lives happen. Not at all. Giving and actively takes bravery and dedication. It encourages us to explore new things, to take chances, and to confront what scares us. It's about being present in life even when the results are uncertain. Active surrender means building a strong sense of trust in ourselves, in how life unfolds, and in the kindness of the universe. This trust isn't just believing without reason, it's built through experience and what we've seen. When we practice active surrender, we start to see how things can turn out in unexpected ways, and how we often grow the most from situations that we didn't select. Staying present in the moment is another key part of active surrender. When we keep trying to control what will happen next or dwell on what has already happened, we overlook the help and chances that are right in front of us at this moment. Active surrender helps us focus on the present moment where we have real power. Know that active surrender doesn't mean we stop taking action. It alters how we act. We choose to take action that is inspired rather than acting out of fear, desperation, or a desire to control. We pay attention to our feelings, pursue what makes us happy, and go with a natural rhythm of life. Letting go can be tough, especially in a world that usually prefers control and certainty. We need to set aside our desire to control everything and have faith in something bigger than us. It might feel a bit exposed and uneasy at the beginning. As we keep practicing, we discover a great sense of freedom and strength in this way of living. Active surrender means accepting things as they are. This doesn't mean we should relax or stop working towards positive change. Instead, it means we stop resisting what is real. We recognize our current situation without criticism, which surprisingly allows for more opportunities for change. When we practice active surrender, we might notice that life feels easier. We stop fighting the current and start to go with the flow of life. This doesn't mean life is without challenges, but we learn to relate to these challenges in a new way. We view them as chances to grow and believe they are guiding us in the right direction. Active surrender means working together with the universe. We bring what we want, our hard work and ourselves, while staying open to the lessons and timing of life. It's a balance between what we want and what the universe has in store for us. As we learn this dance, we experience a feeling of grace where coincidences happen and life flows with a sense of wonder and simplicity. Lesson 15. Growing openness. As we go through our journey of surrender, we reach an important point where we need to learn how to be open and receptive. This openness creates a perfect environment for abundance to grow and thrive. Receptivity is not just sitting back, it's a choice to stay open to all the possibilities life offers. Letting go helps us be more open to new experiences. When we release our strict expectations and ideas about how things should happen, we open up room for the surprising and often amazing things to come into our lives. This openness is like taking down the walls we've built around our hearts and minds, letting life flow through us freely. Being open starts with being aware. We need to see how we might be shutting ourselves off or resisting what life has to offer. Sometimes our fears, past experiences, or limiting beliefs block us from fully enjoying the good things around us. Recognizing these obstacles is the first step to breaking them down. A great way to be more open is to start each day with curiosity and wonder. Rather than thinking we know what will happen or how things will go, we can decide to approach each moment with a new perspective. This innocent openness helps us notice chances and good things that we might miss otherwise. Another part of being open is learning to trust that there is plenty in the universe. Many people think there isn't enough to share, leading to a mindset of scarcity. This belief can make us hold on tightly to what we have, preventing us from being open to receiving more. When we adopt an abundance mindset, we allow ourselves to see endless possibilities and resources that are all around us. Being thankful helps us be more open to new experiences. Being thankful for what we have shows the universe that we are ready to welcome more into our lives. Being thankful every day, even for little things, can really change how we feel and help us be more open to receiving. Understand that being open doesn't mean we should be inactive or ignore our duties. It means we stay open to guidance, inspiration, and opportunities, while also taking action that aligns with our goals. We keep setting our goals and working towards them, but we stay flexible and open to different ways of reaching those goals. Doing physical activities can help us become more open and receptive. Deep breathing exercises can help us relax our bodies and let go of tension that might be stopping the flow of energy. Yoga and other mindful movement practices can help us notice the subtle energies inside and around us, improving our overall awareness. As we open ourselves up, we might see more synchronicities and coincidences happening in our lives. These often show that we are in sync with life and ready to accept its Blessings, notice these moments and let them strengthen your trust in letting go and being open. Practicing self-compassion is important as we develop our ability to be open and receptive. Sometimes old habits can come back, making us shut down for a bit rather than being hard on ourselves. For these moments, we can see them as chances to be gently aware and decide to open up again. When we regularly practice being open, we build a life full of opportunities and plenty. We are like a container prepared to receive the good things in life. Being open helps us personally and lets us share goodness with others. The universe is always working to bring us what is best for us. When we practice surrender, we become open and remove the barriers that stop us from receiving these gifts. We go with the natural flow of life, believing that what we need will arrive at just the right time and in the right way. As you move forward on your path of letting go, try to stay open and ready to receive. Welcome the unknown with an open mind and confidence. Be open to the surprises that life can offer. By doing this, you'll find that life is ready to give you more than you ever imagined. Lesson 16. Healing by letting go. Healing is a process that often asks us to confront our deepest hurts and most difficult moments. It can be a tough process that feels uncomfortable and sometimes a bit too much to handle. Surrendering can be a strong way to heal. It helps us change how we feel about past pain and trauma, allowing for deep emotional release and forgiveness. Letting go and healing are closely linked and important. Holding on to past hurts is like carrying heavy baggage. It affects how we experience the present and what we expect in the future. Holding on to pain stops us from truly enjoying the present and keeps us stuck in ongoing suffering. Surrender, when it comes to healing, means letting go of painful memories and emotions. It's not about forgetting them, but about freeing ourselves from their lasting impact. Letting go of past hurts doesn't mean ignoring or downplaying what we've been through. It's about recognizing what has happened, experiencing the related emotions completely, and then deciding to let them go. This process helps us shift from feeling like victims to feeling empowered, so we don't let our past shape our present or future. Letting go of past traumas can be tough because these experiences can leave strong marks on our minds and bodies. Giving them up can lead to significant healing because of their strong influence. When we let go of a trauma, we're not forgetting it, but we are deciding to stop resisting the reality that it occurred. Accepting this helps us start to deal with the experience in a better way, leading to real healing and understanding. A helpful way to release emotions is by practicing letting go meditation. In this practice, we sit quietly and think about a painful memory or feeling. Rather than pushing it away or trying to change it, we just watch it with kindness and interest. As we take deep breaths, we picture letting go of this pain with every exhale, letting it fade away into the universe. This practice allows us to distance ourselves from our pain, making it less powerful. Journaling can be a helpful way to express your emotions. When we share our difficult experiences openly, we let out our inner struggles. After we write down our feelings, we can decide to tear up the pages to symbolize letting go, or we can keep them to remind us of our journey and growth. Forgiveness is an important part of healing by letting go. Many times we hold back from forgiving because we think it means accepting bad behavior or erasing the past. True forgiveness means letting go of the weight of resentment and anger. It's a present we offer to ourselves, not just to the person who caused us pain. Forgiveness involves giving up the desire for revenge and deciding to let go of the emotional pain linked to the hurt. A helpful forgiveness exercise is to picture the person who caused us pain and think about sending them love and kindness. This doesn't mean we need to have a relationship with this person or talk to them in real life. Forgiving others can help us heal. It frees us from anger and helps us find peace as we move on. While we work on healing by letting go, we should remember to be patient and kind to ourselves. Healing doesn't happen in a straight line, and sometimes it might feel like we're moving backwards. This is a usual part of the process. Treat ourselves with kindness as we heal, letting go of the need to be perfect or to follow a strict timeline. Healing through surrender means returning to who we truly are. Letting go of past pain allows us to welcome joy, love, and new opportunities into our lives. Our wounds are part of our story, but they do not define who we are. They turn into gateways for growth, kindness, and understanding. When we practice surrender in our healing journey, we allow ourselves to experience the powerful effect of acceptance and letting go. By letting go of things that don't help us anymore, we create space for healing and new beginnings. When we let go, we find a stronger bond with ourselves. Those around us and the world, leading to a life filled with more peace, honesty, and completeness. Lesson 17. Accessing greater knowledge. In our journey with the surrender method, we've looked at different parts of letting go and let life happen on its own. Now we reach an important point where we discover how to tap into a deeper understanding beyond our logical thinking. This chapter explores how to access greater understanding by practicing surrender. Our logical thinking is very helpful for everyday tasks, but it can sometimes get in the way of gaining deeper insights and trusting our intuition. Our past experiences, what society teaches us, and our own biases hold us back. When we let go and trust in greater wisdom, we can receive insights and guidance that go beyond our logical thoughts. This deeper understanding is known by various names in different cultures and spiritual practices: intuition, inner guidance, divine inspiration, or the voice of the universe. No matter what name we give it, this wisdom shows up when we calm our busy thoughts and allow ourselves to be open to understanding. Letting go is essential to reaching this understanding. When we stop trying to control everything, understand everything logically, or have all the answers, we make room for this greater wisdom to come into our lives. It's similar to unblocking a jammed pipe, letting clear water flow smoothly again. Meditation is a great way to access this higher wisdom. When we sit quietly and watch our thoughts without getting caught up in them, we start to notice the difference between the constant noise in our minds and the gentle nudges of our intuition. Meditating regularly helps us build this understanding, allowing us to notice and rely on our inner guidance in everyday life. Journaling is another effective method. Free writing is when you write non-stop without changing or judging your thoughts. It can lead to deeper understanding. Sometimes ideas and answers to problems will appear on the page as if they came out of nowhere. This is your deeper understanding, communicating directly without being influenced by your reasoning. Connecting with nature is a powerful way to tap into greater understanding. Being in nature, away from the noise and distractions of everyday life, helps us connect with the rhythms and wisdom of the natural world. Lots of people say they feel deep insights or a calm sense of clarity when they walk in the woods, sit by the ocean, or look at the stars. When you practice connecting with higher wisdom, it's essential to build trust in what you receive. Sometimes the messages from our intuition or higher self can appear confusing or different from how we normally think. This is the point where giving in becomes important. Believe that the advice you get is meant to help you, even if it doesn't make complete sense right now. Seeking higher wisdom doesn't require you to completely let go of logical thinking. It's about balancing your logical thinking with your intuitive understanding. Use your logical thinking to apply the insights you gain, but let your deeper understanding steer the overall path of your life. As you get better at connecting with this higher wisdom, you might notice more synchronicities and coincidences happening in your life. This shows that you're in tune with the universe, letting it lead you to your best path. Letting go of the need to know everything is part of practicing surrender to access higher wisdom. Welcome the unknown and the unpredictable. Sometimes the best thing to do is to admit that we don't know everything, and that's perfectly fine. This humility allows us to keep learning and growing. Take some time each day to stop and connect with your inner wisdom before making important decisions. Take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what does my best self say about this? Then listen quietly for the answer. It can appear as a feeling, a mental picture, or a quiet understanding. When you let go and connect with higher wisdom, you may notice that your choices start to match who you really are and what you want to achieve in life. You will handle challenges more smoothly and confidently, guided by a reliable inner sense. Accessing higher wisdom is a skill that improves with practice. Take your time as you learn to tell the difference between your ego's voice and the gentle guidance of your higher self. As you practice regularly over time, this connection will grow stronger and feel more natural. When you let go and trust this greater understanding, you allow yourself to live a life filled with deep insight and true to who you are. You will navigate life more smoothly with a clear sense of purpose and happiness, realizing that you are accessing a deep source of wisdom beyond just yourself. Lesson 18. Journey to finding calm within. Finding inner peace is a deep and life-changing experience for anyone. It's a journey that many of us desire, especially in our busy and sometimes confusing world. This journey is special because it asks us to release things from our lives instead of adding more. Surrender is a helpful tool in our search for peace and happiness. Surrendering when it comes to Finding inner peace doesn't mean you are giving up or losing, it's about letting go of what we can't control and accepting life as it comes. Letting go is surprisingly one of the strongest things we can do. Choosing to stop resisting life's flow and instead go along with it is a mindful decision. A major barrier to finding inner peace is our habit of resisting reality. Sometimes we struggle with reality, hoping things were not as they are. This resistance leads to tension, stress, and anxiety. It's like swimming against the current, tiring and in the end pointless. When we give up, we end this pointless fight. We embrace the current moment just as it is without any judgment or desire to alter it. Accepting this doesn't mean we become inactive or uncaring. It helps us react to life with clarity and wisdom rather than just reacting impulsively. A big obstacle to finding inner peace is our attachment to results. We frequently connect our happiness and feeling of well-being to certain outcomes or situations. I'll be happy when PS are saying constantly. Keeping peace just beyond our grasp. Surrender helps us release our attachment. It encourages us to be happy with what we have right now, no matter what's happening around us. This change in viewpoint feels freeing. It helps us let go of worrying about the future and lets us enjoy and value the present moment. Letting go also helps us build trust in ourselves, in life, and in the larger flow of the universe. This trust is essential for finding inner peace. Trusting allows us to let go of controlling every detail of our lives. We allow ourselves to see options that go beyond what we usually think. Building trust takes time. It gets stronger as you gain more experience. As we let go more, we start to see how life often develops in ways that are more beautiful and complex than we could have imagined. Giving in helps us learn more about who we are. When we stop trying to control everything, we allow ourselves to notice our thoughts, feelings, and reactions without becoming overwhelmed by them. Being aware of yourself is important for finding inner peace. It helps us identify and let go of ways of thinking and acting that aren't helpful anymore. We start to see our thoughts as separate from ourselves and connect more with our inner being, the part of us that is calm no matter what is happening around us. We can include surrender in our everyday lives in various ways. Taking a few deep breaths and letting go of tension can help. When we feel stressed, it might involve taking a moment to think before responding to a tough situation and selecting a reaction that reflects our core values. Surrender can look like releasing a grudge or forgiving someone who has hurt us. It might be as straightforward as dealing with a traffic jam or as significant as coming to terms with a big life change. When we practice letting go, we might see that our responses to life's highs and lows become more balanced. We create a feeling of calmness, a steady and balanced way to handle life. This doesn't mean we stop feeling or caring. Instead, we live life completely but remain steady, not swayed by every change in situation or feeling. We discover a quiet space inside us, a peaceful spot that stays stable even when life gets chaotic. Finding inner peace by letting go can be challenging and not always clear-cut. Sometimes it can feel really hard to let go, especially when we strongly want to control things. This is a usual part of the process. Practice with patience and kindness towards yourself. Every moment gives you a chance to let go and find peace. As we move forward, we might find that inner peace isn't a one-time achievement. It's something we do regularly, a way of living that we build each day, moment by moment. By letting go, we discover how to move with life instead of fighting it. The peace we have been looking for has always been inside us, just waiting to be revealed by the straightforward act of letting go. Final lesson: surrender method. As we go through the surrender method, we've looked at different parts of letting go, trusting the universe and going with a natural flow of life. As we finish this journey, we come to an important understanding: what you are looking for is also looking for you. This idea might look confusing at first. How can something we want also be looking for us in return? To grasp this, we need to change how we view reality and our role in it. The universe is a lively and connected web of energy and awareness, not a cold and uncaring space. We are part of this web, not separate from it. When we really want something like love, success, fulfillment, or personal growth, we are not just throwing our wishes into the air. We are sending out a signal, a vibration that travels through everything around us. This signal doesn't just disappear, it creates a ripple effect that starts a chain of events and coincidences, helping us get closer to what we want to grasp. This reciprocal seeking look at the nature of consciousness. Our personal awareness is connected to a larger universal awareness. When we connect our wishes with this universal awareness, by letting go, we allow ourselves to receive what is already trying to come to us. Think about the moments in your life when something you really wanted seemed to show up. Almost out of nowhere, often in ways you didn't expect. You might have been thinking about an old friend, and then you get a call from them right after you might have been thinking about changing careers when a surprise opportunity came up. These are not just random events, they show how the universe reacts to your feelings and wishes. This realization means that we are not alone in what we want and strive for. The universe is always helping us get what we need to grow and be fulfilled. Our role is not to push or control results, but to connect with this natural flow. By practicing surrender, it becomes much easier to live with trust and openness when we really understand this idea. Rather than feeling like we're always fighting against the flow, we can ease into the understanding that what is meant for us will come to us in time. This doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing. Instead, we learn to take meaningful actions that match our inner feelings and the natural flow of life. To develop this way of being, begin by noticing the small signs and coincidences in your everyday life. Pay attention to how frequently your thoughts show up in little ways, like when a book you were considering suddenly shows up in a store window, or when a solution to a problem comes to you right after you've chosen to stop worrying about it. These are reminders of the ongoing conversation between your mind and the universe. Make it a habit to show appreciation for these signs, regardless of their size. Being thankful strengthens our bond with the universal mind and allows us to welcome more into our lives. As you get better at this mutual searching, you'll notice that you start to connect with chances and experiences that match what you truly want. This process usually happens in ways we can't foresee or manage. What we receive might not always align perfectly with what we expect, but it will be what we need for our best growth and well-being. Have faith in this process, even when the way forward looks uncertain or difficult. The main finding of the surrender method is that we are not alone in our struggles against a world that seems uncaring. We are important parts of a caring universe that always wants to help us grow and be happy. When we stop trying to control everything in our lives and trust in something bigger, we allow ourselves to experience a life filled with ease, meaningful moments, and deep connections. As you continue on from this book, remember this important idea: what you are looking for is also looking for you. Allow it to bring a feeling of curiosity, confidence, and receptiveness into your everyday life. Embrace surrender not as giving up, but as actively joining in the flow of creation and manifestation. By doing this, you'll see that life turns into a fun adventure, full of surprises and happy moments. Surrendering is a continuous process, revealing new understandings and experiences along the way. Knowing that the universe is on your side, you can approach each day with confidence, curiosity, and an open heart. Believe in the journey, go with the flow, and see how the life you've always wanted starts to come together in ways that are more beautiful and satisfying than you ever thought possible. In each of these journeys, from Isabella's beautiful garden to Alexandra's discovery in martial arts, we see how surrender can bring about change. Just like water flows naturally, life tends to move toward its best outcome when we let go of the urge to control everything. These stories show us that surrender isn't about quitting, but about being open to new possibilities that we might not see. When we make art like Antonio, find beauty like Elena, or handle life's challenges like Marcus, we often succeed by trusting the natural flow of life. Letting go, as these stories illustrate, is more than just a practice. It's a way to find the amazing in everyday life, showing that what we've been looking for has actually been looking for us too. The surrender method focuses on enjoying the journey rather than just aiming for a final goal. Every moment gives us a new chance to apply these ideas, to pick trust instead of fear, to go with the flow rather than push against it, and to accept rather than resist. As you keep going on this journey, you might notice that life starts to flow smoothly, giving you what you need at just the right time. Keep this book nearby as a reminder and a guide, but believe that the greatest wisdom is already inside you. The universe communicates with everyone uniquely, and as you learn to let go, you'll start to notice its subtle guidance more and more. Trust your instincts and let your heart see the truth in these teachings. Surrender is not just giving up, it's a conscious decision to have faith in something bigger than us. It is a choice to engage completely in life, while letting go of the urge to plan every move. As you start this practice, you might find that things you once thought were impossible begin to happen now naturally, and what you thought was out of reach comes to you more easily than you expected. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. When someone practices surrender, they join a bigger effort for living mindfully and being true to themselves, your choice to follow These teachings spreads out into the world, affecting lives in ways you might not realize. Have faith in this process. Believe in yourself, and above all have confidence in how life unfolds perfectly.